Bonjour everyone, I hope that this finds you well today. What is today? Today is Tuesday and I'm just getting home from work. Sometimes I have such a beautiful, how can you say, schedule in my day. I teach for an hour and a half a day at the moment. So that's what I work. And then the rest of the time is for me and whatever I choose to do. How fun is that? That's so cool. I am here with you today to share a point of view, as I do, and I like to share a point of view about emotions. Emotions. You know, every emotion is so good. And, okay, sadness. Sadness is going to happen. And the feeling of sadness can feel so good, and allowing it. You see one thing for when we were little. You like my fingernail polish? Mwah. For one thing, when we were little, we were taught that sadness is not a good thing. And people don't know how to handle sadness. You know, like when you cry. I think crying is one of the most beautiful things you can experience. Because it's such a, it's so intimate, right? When you cry. When I was little, I remember hearing the phrase, "Don't cry or I'll give you something to cry about." Big boys don't cry. Crying is for sissies, and you are weak when you cry. When sadness arises in me, I can say that it is something for so long I didn't want to have. But sadness would arise. Sadness could arise when I'm watching a movie about sadness or some kind of traumatic event that would cause sadness. Sadness is gonna happen. Like, I just realized that sadness, and it can come in a moment like a flash, and it's like all of a sudden I'm really sad. And you can't necessarily label it, but if you look for a meaning of your sadness, you will come up with this, and this, and that can cause me to feel sad. Sadness arises, and sadness is powerful. Because without sadness, we wouldn't know happiness. So those polarized things are valuable. You know what I realize is that these emotions, of course sadness, comes and goes for no apparent reason. It just comes and goes for no apparent reason. And if I allow it, it passes by quicker. And I allow it by just feeling it. Because I can't really recall some reason for sadness at the moment. You know, because sadness is just a label of the emotion. You know, and there's a possibility in that. But I do know for sure that it arises and it appears. It happens. So why do we go against what is? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get rid of it. It's part of it. It's part of the mechanism. Just like every other emotion. You know, anger happens. You know, happiness, stress, overwhelm, the feeling of being overwhelmed, you know, these kind of things. If we repress these emotions that are coming through our bodies, we repress them and they become ailment, ill. They can be ill-stricken. They can create a disease, disease, you know, and it can cause some dis-ease in the body if it's not fully allowed. I think like that. So when sadness arises, get into the sadness, enjoy the feeling of sadness in the sense of like it is happening and there's nothing wrong with it and nothing needs to be done about it. It's just allow it and feel it and let it pass. And then all of a sudden you'll find yourself in some kind of blissful mood and you'll go, I really enjoyed that sadness because now it's a different thing. Perhaps all these emotions are all the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Rising and falling and creating. Rising and falling. And you can work with it or not work with it. But I say allow it and let it go. And it's beautiful. Have a beautiful day and enjoy your sadness, your happiness, your polarized emotions, feelings. They're all gonna come and go. I love you so much and have a beautiful day. Ciao.